And we're live. So, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So, welcome to another Faddah Figures podcast. It's been a while since we've done one.
Yeah, it's been a while. Gosh, I can't. To be honest,
Ja-
I thought you guys did
No,
one.
no, yeah, me and James did one, and I've been so busy I didn't upload it, so it's
Okay,
it's just on the
okay.
computer.
Okay, I just yeah, because I remember I was like, I thought you guys did one,
No, we
but
did, and I just didn't upload it. We've been so busy.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Hello, baby number 2 is here for you and James.
Yeah, that's
Man,
crazy.
that is wild.
Yes, it is.
I know exactly what you guys are going through right now. I mean, it's still fresh in my mind. I mean, literally, like I said in the group text, it's like 1 year
Yeah.
since Finn was born, and yeah, so I'm I know I mean, to everyone that's like watching or listening right now, you guys don't see the group texts that we have throughout the day. I mean, literally, I can look at my phone and no notifications. I'll turn away for like 5 minutes and there's like 50, like like the red bubble is like at 50. I'm like, holy cow, what, how like what are you guys talking about? But no, but it's expected because yeah, like, I mean, this isn't a new experience for any of you, for any of you, but this is a new experience in the sense that it's a different sense of
Yeah.
baby. So
But I do feel like the girl is easier, and I do feel like the second one is a lot easier than the first one.
yeah, I bet.
Just because you're just more chill. Um, with
Well, I
with the
mean,
second one.
you kind of know what to expect, right?
Yeah. And I
But
was nervous because it's been a while, like 5 years. So I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna remember everything. But once you get going, you're like, it kind of like it's like riding a bike. You're like, oh yeah, okay, and then you get
yeah,
used
for
to
the
it.
most part, right? I mean, and like and you guys, and both of you, like you and James, told me the same thing. Well, mostly James. Like, taking care of a baby is, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's, if they're crying, it's one of three things, right? They gotta
Yeah,
eat, they gotta use the bathroom, or they gotta sleep.
yeah,
And so it's one of those three things. And as long as you check off each one, and you're gonna hit one.
yeah.
And yeah, so yeah, so it's good that, I mean, if you already have your first kid, the second one should be, um, you can handle it.
Yeah, it's way easier for sure.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like it's like so easy, like it's crazy.
Well, it's easier for you. I don't know. So I don't know that much about James.
That's why I'm trying to tell him. Like I think he's over exaggerating a bit much.
Well, I mean, hey, you know what? Like you said, a girl is easier to take care of.
Yeah,
Actually,
but look at like I've got her here, I've got him here for a little while. It's like you just do it. Like it's not.
yeah, but man, well, okay. He might be exaggerating a little bit, but I mean, I had the same concerns when I was, when Finn was born.
Yeah. But not only
Like,
that, but then like for him, how he was talking about his like lack of sleep and how he's like saying that
oh, there it
Finn.
is. Now the quality sounds way more better. I
Oh
think
yeah,
you didn't have the mic
yeah.
here.
This part was in the back. I didn't want to have it in the front by where baby was. I didn't want to wrap around her neck. But
Oh,
um, no, yeah. How James was saying he like lack of sleep and baby doesn't want to sleep unless he's holding him and stuff. But I'm like, James, this is the second one, bro. Like we should be like experts at this. Like the diaper part, I get that. The circumcision, I get that. That's the first time. It's crazy, and every doctor is different. But like other than that, the no sleeping, all of that stuff is like, come on, James, we can handle this. We're
Well,
experts already.
well, it is different though because Shazen's a little older, and so it's like he can. I mean, he
But
can. I don't
he
say.
still is like needy, and he still needs like
Yeah,
we still have to do like homework with him and stuff, and like he still has responsibilities.
yeah. I guess that's true. I don't know. I mean, like I see it from his perspective, but I also see it from like out on the outside as well.
Yeah, like no, like it's definitely it's hard. It's not easy, but it shouldn't be that hard.
Oh yeah. So okay. So this time with Shayla, you didn't have her at Kapilani this time, right?
No, we had her at Kaiser.
Is that the
So that's
one?
what's crazy.
Is that the
That's
one
what
by Red Hill?
yes.
Okay. What you?
That's what I
Uh,
want to talk about because we had it at a different location and she was able to give birth naturally. So
oh,
it was like
nice.
a totally different experience. It's actually like I was telling Shani, if if I feel like if and I don't want to like sound rude or anything, but I feel like if you can, I feel like people should try to have a natural birth
Yeah.
because the experience is like super different. Like and and I don't know if it was just at Kaiser or if it's just with how Shani was just so chill with it. But like the people at Kaiser are just so relaxed. Like they didn't want to rush it. They kind of just let her body just do its thing, and they didn't rush her. Like they just like they just let it happen. Like we were in there. So we went in there Monday morning at like we by the time we got there it was like 7 a.m. Shani was freaking out though because so Shani's water broke at 4 a.m. but she wasn't sure, right? Because she's never had it happen before. So
What
she
time?
kind
What
of
time?
like
Wait, she went in when? When you guys going?
we got to the doctors at
7 p.m.
7 a.m.
7 a.m. Oh, so
Yeah.
this is 4 a.m. the next day.
No, well, no, 4 a.m. Monday morning.
Oh,
Her
Monday.
water
Okay.
broke.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
At home.
4 a.m. Monday morning, her water broke, but wasn't 100% sure. So she got herself up and she was like, she went to the bathroom, whatever. I think she even Googled it, like what does it feel like if your water breaks? And then so she did that, and then she kind of like was like by like 5 o'clock, she was kind of like, yeah, I think my water's broke. So she woke me up and she's like, I think my water's broken, and I was kind of like, oh, like I was like, holy shit, it's Monday. Like we're supposed to we don't have anywhere for Shaden to go to yet. Like we didn't like do anything. So I was like, okay. And she's like, do you want me to call? I was like, well, I don't know what a water break looks like or feels like. I was like, yeah, just I mean, if try call the doctors and see what they say. So she calls, she explains to them, and she tells me, yeah, they said it's a water break, like we should go in. So this is 5 a.m., right? I didn't pack my hospital bag yet, bro. So so I called my mom. I called my mom, and she already knew. I was like, Mom, China's water broke, and she goes, okay, okay. She's like, well, what do you want to do? I was like, well, I'll bring Shades into you in Mililani, and then we got to go to the hospital. She's like, okay. So I hang up the phone, and I'm packing my bags. I'm getting her bags together, and then she had her bags packed. I just had to do my stuff, and then I get Shades in, get in the car.
And wait, sorry. Before you continue, so this was a Monday.
Monday.
Monday, and you were supposed to go to the doctor when?
She wasn't
Or
due for
when?
another like 2 weeks.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
She's
Okay.
36 weeks and like 4 days or something.
Got it.
So
Got
that's
it. Okay.
why like I thought we had a little bit more time.
Got it. Okay.
So I didn't have anything packed. So we packed everything up, got into the truck, and I looked at it and I was like, I gotta go to Starbucks though. I need a coffee. And she tells me, are you freaking serious? I said, yeah, like I need coffee. Like I can't function without coffee.
What? What?
She tells me, she tells me, if the line's long, you're not freaking getting coffee. I said, all right. So we go, and the drive-through line was short. It's like perfect. Get coffee, then we're going. And so we go. Oh no! And before that, we got in the truck, and I had to document this. Like I made a video, so I turned on my video, and I'm like talking to it, and she's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, we have to like remember this process." And so we get coffee, and then we get onto Fort Weaver and Ever Beach, and I'm like, "Holy shit! It's rush hour traffic, bro, on a Monday." And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, that's
"This
right.
sucks."
That's right. That's
I was
right.
like, "This is gonna suck." And so by that time, my mom calls me, and she's like, "Where are you guys?" I said, "I'm still at Ever Beach. We didn't even leave Ever Beach. I had to get coffee." And my mom's like, "Are you freaking serious?" I was like, "Yeah, I need coffee." And so she's like, "Oh," she's like, "Call me when you guys get on the freeway." I said, "Okay." And then Shani's freaking out, and Shani's like, "Why don't you tell her to meet us somewhere?" So I was like, I was like, "All right." So I called her back. I was like, "Hey, can you meet us in Waikele instead? Because I live Ever Beach, she lives in Milani." So I was like, "Meet us in Waikele, and I can just get right back on the freeway quicker." And so luckily my mom was like, "You know what? Why don't I just meet you at the hospital and I'll grab him from the hospital?" So I said, "Oh, okay, that's cool." So we sit in traffic. We finally get to the hospital at like 7. And then we left the house at like 6, like 5, 5:30, 5:45, bro. Traffic was bad. Luckily, her water broke, but she wasn't like in pain yet. She didn't have any contractions yet,
Yeah.
luckily.
Yeah.
But so we get there, we get upstairs. And you guys seen the pictures, bro. Like she was texting you guys pictures. I was chilling the whole day, bro. Like
Yeah.
eating, watching TV, bro. It's just like I can't do anything. It's like not my body going through this. So, and if she needed anything, she asked me and I did it. But
Right.
other than that, I'm just chilling, bro. Like I can't do anything.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got you. I got
So
you.
I'm just chilling. I'm like not even stressed. I'm just like whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it got to the point in the afternoon. She was actually she started getting like contractions. She was actually in pain. And even at that point, I still can't do anything. Like I can't stop the pain. And I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sit there and be like, "It's okay. I know what you're feeling." Like I don't know what she's feeling, and I don't know what that pain feels like. So I just kind of like let her do her thing. And like I said, if she needs me, like I'll do whatever she needs, and if not, I'll be here watching my TV and eating my food. And then so it happened. It went all the way till like it was probably like 4 p.m. that night, Monday night. And Shani's like in a lot of pain at this point. And so she's asking the doctors, like, "Hey, when can I get an epidural? Or like, can I get any like medication for the pain? Because the pain's getting bad." So I think they started her off with smaller drugs for the pain.
Uh huh.
And then it wore off, and she's like, "Okay, it wore off. I need something else." So they did something else, and they're like, she wears off, and she's like, "I'm still in pain. I need something else." So the doctor's like, "Okay, let's check how dilated you are, and then we can decide like if it's time for epidural or if you want to try something else." She checks her. I think she was like at like a 2 or something, and I think the scale is from
Okay.
like 1 to 10. She's at a 2
For wait.
for
For centimeters.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And at this point, Shani's in a lot of pain. I
Okay.
wanted to laugh. I wanted to laugh because she's in so much pain and she's only at a 2. And Shani was kind of like, she almost felt defeated. She's kind of like, what the fuck? And so I was just like, I mean, it's whatever she wants to do. So she ended up
Yeah.
getting the epidural. And then, so the nurses explained to her like what the situation was and stuff. After she got the epidural, she was like, her pain was instantly gone. But it took her a while to get from like 2 to like a 6 or whatever. And then they say once you get to 6 centimeters, they say like 6 to 10 goes fast, they say. But she didn't get to 10 till like the next morning.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, so like overnight, like we went to sleep. Like we're like, okay, this is gonna be a long one. Like let's try to get some sleep so that we have some energy to wake up and do whatever. but the nurses keep coming in to check on her because she's like hooked up to monitors and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're checking her contractions and everything. And so I'm laying in that super uncomfortable bed thing, and I'm just like trying to sleep, but I can hear the doctors coming in every time. But I was telling Shani, like she didn't know at first because I was just laying there and I hear them come in, but I still had my face covered to block out the light. And I wouldn't wake up. I'd just like listen. And if they didn't say like, okay, we're gonna start pushing, then I would just go back to sleep. But I heard them talking every time they came in. At one point in the night, the doctors couldn't read her contractions good enough, so they had to like stick something up inside of her, bro, and like wrap around the baby's head to read the contractions that way. Because normally they have it like on her stomach, I guess, and it wasn't working, so they had to actually stick something inside and around the baby's neck to read it.
Wow.
But
Okay.
after they did that, they started reading her contractions. It was like stronger because she was trying to tell them like she was like, I'm having strong contractions, and they're like looking at the reader thing, and they're like, it's not showing up though. And Shannon's kind of getting more frustrated, like, bro, like I can feel it though, like I don't understand.
Yeah.
And so when they finally put that thing inside, they're like, oh, they started reading it really well. And so like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever in the morning, the next morning, like we kind of woke up, and then the doctors did like a final check, and they're like, okay, I think you're like a 10. And so we're like, oh shit, I guess it's like go time. And you know the movies you see like when people are in labor, like they're like screaming, and like you just see them like constantly pushing and
Yeah.
screaming,
Yeah.
pushing and
Yeah.
screaming. It's nothing like that, bro. Like it's nothing like that.
Okay.
You only push when you have contractions.
Okay.
Because I guess you're working with your body. Like
Right.
I
Right.
don't know
Right.
what contractions is, but the contractions is a trigger for you to push. So there could be like a minute or two in between pushing. That's why you guys are like tripping when I was like texting you guys, like, oh, she's pushing. Because there's time in between when you're not doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and so like the doctors are like having her push. And at first, like I don't know what to do. I'm kind of just like standing back, like fuck, like what do you guys want me to do? And so they at first they had me like holding her leg up to try to help her. And then after they had me like she's laying down, and when she pushes, like she has to like sit up and like bring her shoulders up and try to push. So the doctors had me like hold her up as she does that. And then so she was doing that for a few times. And then like Shani was getting hot. So the doctor's like, oh, do you want a fan? And Shani's like, oh no, I don't want a fan. And then a few minutes later, the doctor's like, you sure? I have a nice big fan for you. And Shani's like, oh, okay, like thinking like she's gonna bring a nice big like plug-in fan. This doctor brings in like those Japanese folding fans, bro. And she gives it to me. She's like, oh, here, dad, you can fan her. I was like, are you serious? So I'm sitting there like fanning her, bro. That's what I was doing. I was like, this is crazy. And so I would fan her in between pushing. I'd have to give her ice chips. Bro, like she's like putting in chapstick in between pushes. Like it's like super like chill. It's like it's way different than what you see on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. What you see in movies and TV.
Yeah. And like even when she was pushing, it's not like she was like screaming or anything. And like you see some people like I guess they're like in such pain, like they squeeze the partner's hand. She didn't need like anything to squeeze or anything. Like her birth was just like super chill. And
Oh,
it was actually pretty cool.
how long? How long did it take? From
She
like
pushed for an hour.
an hour.
Yeah. But it's
Oh.
like I said, it's off and on though. So there's
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
there's like a couple minutes in between, you know what I mean? But
Right.
she
Right. Right.
pushed
Right.
for an hour, yeah. So it
So like she'll like when she get like a big contraction, she would like try to
yep,
push, and
yep.
then and then you would just take a break.
Yep. So they were doing 3 sets of 10-second pushes. So she would when the contraction comes, she would push for 10 seconds, and then she would like take like 3 deep breaths and then push again for 10 seconds, and then take 3 deep breaths and push again for 10 seconds. So it's like, like 30, 40 seconds at a time she's pushing.
Yeah.
But so yeah, and she did that for like an hour, and then after she does that 3 sets, and then the contraction would be done. So she would stop, and she'd have however many minutes between contractions.
How are they tracking the baby's vitals while
Um,
she's doing that?
I think at that point, I don't think they were. I think at that point, I don't think they were, unless they're still looking at baby's vitals through the stomach thing. But I don't think they were really.
Because I mean, that's an hour. Like how do you know if the
Yeah,
baby's
yeah.
still?
Well, I guess
You know.
I guess she still has those things on top of her stomach
Uh huh.
where it's like checking baby's heartbeats or whatever. So that's
Yeah.
probably how they're doing it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I mean, I've seen it in like in like movies or TV shows, where like the umbilical cord goes around the baby's
Oh
neck
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like how do they know that?
Yeah, I have no idea. But it was like,
Yeah.
bro, they're like super. The doctors or nurses are super chill. Like they're like super encouraging. Like they're telling her, "You're doing good. You're doing good." And then like they were like helping hold her legs up, and they're just like super encouraging. Everyone in that room was like super positive, like and calm was a crazy part. Like it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
just super calming and just chilled. Like it's like nothing that you see on the internet. Like I've seen, because I've even seen videos of people that plan for their natural births, and they say like you make like a push track. You ever heard of that?
No.
Like a play. It's basically a playlist that you play for the mom while she's pushing to try to help keep her calm.
Okay.
And then you ever seen people talk about like breathing techniques when they're pushing?
Yes.
Bro, like it wasn't like that for Shani, bro. I don't know if she's just like super chill or what. Like
Yeah.
it was just nothing like that. It was crazy. That's why at first I was kind of like, bro, shit, this is it. Like we're really pushing. Like this is crazy. And that's why I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like in between time I was like texting everybody like, oh yeah, we're actually pushing right now. Like
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And everyone's just so chill. And what's cool at Kaiser is after every baby is born, they'll play this lullaby on the whole speakers in the whole hospital. And so
Oh, like it's
after
like signaling that a new
that
baby is
baby is
born.
born, yeah.
Yeah.
So after
Wow, that's
after
cool.
baby was born, they were playing her stuff in the hallway, and the nurses were like opening the door, and they're like, "Shannon, Shannon, it's your song. This is for you." And like they're like super happy. It's like a party, bro. Everyone was like super happy
Oh wow.
to like for us. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. 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 What was the size of the room comparable to um Pilani? Like as far as like the birthing room, or I mean
Yeah,
the
yeah, I think so.
okay.
But yeah, because we stayed in the birthing room at Kapilani, but then she had to go emergency C-section, so we went into the operating room
Right,
afterwards.
right, 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 right. Yeah,
But I
yeah.
think so. It was big.
And then what about what what about the cafeteria?
Bro, the cafeteria. I
Not that
don't want
great.
to say it, but it wasn't the greatest,
Oh,
and it was only because they didn't have a lot of options.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
food was decent, but they didn't. For one, they didn't have a lot of options, and two, their hours sucked. So for breakfast, they opened from I want to say 6:30 till 10, and then from 10 to 11 they close, and then from 11 to 6:30 p.m. or 5:30 p.m. I think it's 6:30 p.m. is when they open for lunch and dinner.
Okay,
And lunch and dinner is the same exact thing.
okay.
So whatever I'm eating for lunch, I'm eating for freaking dinner.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the only part that sucked. Because it's good. Like when I eat it for lunch, I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. I go back down, I'm like, okay, that's my only option. I get it, and I'm like, this sucks. Like after eating it again,
And what like how far was it from where the room was?
it was actually kind of far. I think I don't
Really?
remember how far.
Just as far as Kapiolani?
I want to say so. I can't remember
Really?
exactly how far Kapilani's one was.
It was far,
It's
man.
far,
Like
yeah.
yeah, like you had to walk a good amount just to
Was
get
it
to the
how many
cafeteria.
floors down? Do you remember how many floors down it was from Kapilani?
Um, I want to say I think the fourth floor is where the fourth floor is where they have. I mean, where all the where all the moms give birth,
Uh-huh.
and then I think the second floor is where the cafeteria is.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
at Kaiser's, the sixth floor is labor and delivery, and then the calf is on the second floor. So it's
yeah.
quite a ways, and
Well,
it was
but
quite a ways walk too.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. And then so how how long were you guys in okay, wait. So after baby's born, they move you guys to the new room. I mean,
Afterwards, yeah.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
the second thing that's cool about natural birth, bro, as soon as the baby comes out, they just plopped her on top of Shani.
Oh,
Like
really?
just boom, bloody everything, bro. They put her on
Like
top of Shani.
they didn't clean her?
Nope. They put her on Shani, and as she's up there, there's two nurses on the side. They're wiping her up, suctioning up her throat, I guess, like taking out all of
Yeah,
the liquids or whatever,
yeah,
and wiping her down, putting a beanie on her, and just wiping her up, and then that's it. Like they just let they're at Kaiser. They're so into like holistic, I guess, and like
yeah.
just that skin to skin contact. So they just rested her on top of Shani, and she just was skin to skin with Shani for a while, bro. And it was
Wow.
to the point when they plopped her up on Shani, like they're wiping her down. I glanced over at Shani, and like the blood had splattered on Shani, bro. And I was like, oh, I grabbed it and I was like wiping her face because Shani had like blood splatter on top of her or liquid. I don't know, whatever it's
Yeah,
called,
yeah,
but whatever
yeah,
baby is in. I was like,
yeah,
dang. And I cut the umbilical cord on top of her, like literally cut the umbilical cord from on
yeah,
top of her
yeah,
still
yeah,
connected. Because C-section, right? They initially cut it
yeah,
and then they take the baby to that whatever, that place,
yeah,
and then they clean baby up and then like you trim it, right?
yeah, yeah.
This one I actually cut it, bro. It's crazy.
Did you cut it the right way, or did or
Bro, this one, I don't know. Like they gave me like a super good scissors, bro. I cut
oh
right
yeah?
through it. Boom. Was yours one hard to cut?
I had to like make small cuts, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
to
So my first
yeah.
one too, like with Shazen, it was like hard to cut. Bro, this one was like boom, it cut good. I was like, oh, what the hell?
You're like, who sharpened these scissors?
Yeah. And I don't know if it's because the umbilical cord is still connected and everything. So maybe it's like fresh, maybe. Like you know what I mean? Like it's still
Yeah,
like
yeah,
not not squishy or whatever. I don't know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
you can see like in the video, because I grabbed the camera and I was like videoing it. And then they're like, "Oh, Dad, do you want to cut the umbilical cord?" And then one of the nurses is like, "I can try to hold that camera and take pictures for you." I was like, "Oh, it's on video mode." I was like, "It's recording. Just point it at me." And so she did that, and you could see, like, I watched it back. Like, I was so nervous to cut the umbilical cord because, for one, it's still connected to her,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
two, like, the doctor like put her hands like super close together, so that I only had that one section to cut, just so I couldn't fuck it
yeah,
up.
yeah.
And I was kind of like, oh my god, I was like super nervous. Like my hands was like shaking. I was like nervous to cut it, but it cut easy. Boom! I was like, oh, that's crazy.
And then what's it called? So if you don't mind me asking, so when like when women usually when they give natural birth, usually like they tear
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
down there. Did
yep,
that happen? Oh, that
yep,
happened too.
yep.
Oh, okay,
So the doctor had to like stitch her up and stuff.
okay, yeah,
But
because I
it's
know,
just crazy how it happens in that one room, bro. It's like crazy. Like
yeah,
because we had C-section the first time, so you have to get all dressed up in a gown,
yeah,
go
yeah,
into the
yeah,
operating room, and it's like super sterile. But
yeah,
you're giving birth in this room that's just like, bro, it's crazy. It's like it's super different. It's crazy, and
yeah,
it's just crazy how relaxed everyone was. And like I said, they put baby on Shani, and they kept her there for a while, for a long time, and then they don't give baby a bath for like 12 hours because they want you to try to like have that skin to skin with baby as much as possible.
yeah, 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 yeah. And
Because
it, I mean, how long did Shani hold her till till you held her?
Bro, I didn't hold baby. I didn't want to hold her for a while. I think,
Really?
yeah, I didn't grab her for a while. Like I don't know. Like I just, it felt so because it's so different, bro. Like I'm just in like regular clothes. Like I don't even think I showered that night before. Like it feels weird. You know what I mean? Like I felt dirty. I'm like, bro, like you guys didn't give me time to bathe or nothing. Like it feels really weird.
Bro, when oh, but yeah, but when you held Shazen, you were in the same like situation, right?
I guess so, but I think at first I was still in a gown when they first gave me him.
Right? Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
still in the
yeah.
gown and like I was like
No,
covered.
but I
I
mean
had jeans
after
on.
though, like
Yeah, I
when
guess after, but they bathed him. Like so with Shaden's one, I don't know if this is how it happened to you guys. Like in the operating room, right? You do all of that, and then I hold baby for a very little while, and then I walk with Shazen to to get a bath and stuff, and they wash him and everything inside there. And I still really didn't like hold him like skin to skin. Like I'm
really?
still in my gown. Yeah, I'm still in my gown, and they gave him a bath, and then they took him somewhere too. Like after that, they took him somewhere, and I went back into the room with Shani, and then they brought baby out, and then we were able to hold Shazen. So it was quite a while before I actually held Shazen.
For me, no, it was different for me. Like, so I remember, we were in the operating room. They had the C-section. They took the baby to the side and wiping the baby down, and then swaddling the baby, and they put the beanie on, and then they give the baby to or sorry, I cut the umbilical cord, and then they wrap him up, put the beanie on, and then they give him to me, and they're like, "Oh, here," and then
Yeah.
and then I go, then I show him to D, and
Oh,
then
for real?
yeah, yeah. So I brought him to D, and while D was still lying,
Laying down. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, laying down, and then the nurses, they take a picture of us, you know, together, and then I give the baby back. They put the baby in like a cart,
Uh
and
huh.
then me, baby, and the nurse, we leave the operating room, and we go to the labor room or the birthing room or
Oh,
whatever.
really?
We go there, and then that's where um, they do all their measurements, and you know
Oh, they
um,
do it there.
yeah, yeah, they do the measurements, and um, I think they weighed the baby, like when he was born.
Oh,
But like they took, I can't remember. All I know is like they're doing stuff to baby in the birthing room, and then they asked me, and they're like, "Oh, you wanna do skin to skin?" I was like, "Yeah," and then
oh, that's
so
cool.
they gave me baby, and then I was doing skin to skin with him, um and then I can't remember how long it was, but yeah, and then after that, then D came in, and um yeah, so that's why, yeah, it's weird that
Oh, yeah.
um
I
they
think
did.
I think for Shaden's one, I think in the operating room, I think the problem was I had my big camera while I was like recording it, so
Uh-huh.
I don't think I didn't want to hold the baby, hold Shaden to show him to Shani, while I still had my big camera and everything.
Yeah,
So the nurse walked and showed the baby to Shani, and I was just like recording it, like I just
yeah,
videoed it,
yeah, yeah.
and yeah, I don't know, I just didn't want to. I think I just didn't want to hold the babies at first. Even like I said, this last one, Shayla. Yeah, I can't remember when I held her. It was a while though. I know for sure it was a while afterwards. Like we went into the other room, like um after they wiped baby down and everything. And this was a while after because they really liked that skin to skin for baby and Shani. So way after um they cleaned um because too while she's there, the doctor is down then stitching her up and stuff underneath.
Hmm.
So it was a while. And then we all went to the other room afterwards, and I still didn't hold baby in the other room. And then they did all the measurements. They didn't even give the shots yet. They just did all the measurements first, weighed her, And then like that afternoon, like Tuesday afternoon, they did the shots and all of that.
And how big was the post birth room?
It was small as hell, super
Okay,
small,
okay, yeah,
super small,
yeah, yeah.
to the
So
point where
like
if I opened up that stupid bed thing that I slept on, like the door for the bathroom couldn't open all the way.
really?
Bro, it's small. This room is
Wow,
small.
that is
I
small.
had to
Cause
I had to angle the bed like in a diagonal. And at one point, Shannon's like, "Why is your bed crooked?" And I was like, "If I make it straight, like you won't be able to open this door." And she goes, "Oh, that's crazy." I said, "Yeah, this is crazy."
yeah, because Kapiolani, they had the door. Once you walk in, and then um, remember on the side they had the bathroom and the shower and stuff,
Yeah,
and then like all the way at the end they had the bed where the mom sleeps on, and then the little chair where you would sleep on right
bro,
there.
our room was super small,
Oh, okay. Wow.
and it was crazy because so the room for one is small, and the they put that sleeping bed. It's kind of like tucked in the back of the room, like
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
window, like
yeah,
you're out far away. And then the AC vent, I guess I didn't realize, but the AC vent was right above me. So that afternoon, like I brought baby by me because I didn't want Shani to have to like get up and stuff like that because she just had pushed the baby out. So I tried to bring the baby by me, and then the nurse came and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna check baby's vitals and everything." They check the baby often, and then she's like, "Oh, baby was like super cold." And they're like, "Don't put her under the AC vent." I was like, "Okay." The only other place I could put her was like right next to Shani's bed. Like the room is so small,
yeah,
but I was like, "How the hell am I supposed to help and like get up to get baby if you put her all the way on the other cross of the room and like she can't be by me?" But
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Whatever."
Well, I mean, well, what, the nurses were nice though?
No, yeah, the nurses were super nice, super nice. Cause so Shani gave birth, right? Pushed out. I guess I I guess she had lost a lot of blood,
Hmm.
so her iron levels were low.
Yeah,
So they were monitoring it at first. And one of the first times Shani went to the bathroom, the nurses had to take her because she's still really weak.
yeah.
And so Shani's sitting on the toilet, and the nurses are looking at her. And then I guess she had just like bled out again. And then the nurse, like I guess the nurse saw Shani's face was like pale. She just lost all the color in her face.
Yeah.
And the nurse like freaked out. The nurse was like, "Are you okay? Do you feel okay?" And Shana's like, "Oh no, I mean I feel fine. Like I don't, I feel tired. Like I feel like sore, but I don't feel like I'm gonna pass out." And the nurse is like, "No, you don't look good. Like you've lost all color." And the nurse is like, "Let's get you back to the bed." And Shana's like, "No, I feel fine." And the nurse is like, "No, like we need to get you to the bed." And she told the other nurse, "Hey, call the doctors. Like they need to like look check her."
Hmm.
And so Shannon's like, "Okay." And so Shannon gets up, and once she stands up, then Shannon's like, "Oh shoot, yeah, I don't feel good." And then the nurse is like, "Yeah, let's get you to the bed." So the nurse got her to the bed, and they had to like they check all her vitals and stuff and make sure everything's good. She ended up needing a blood transfusion afterwards though,
Wow.
but the nurse was like super attentive. Like they're all like making sure that she's okay. Like they're constantly like looking at her, making sure that like her face wasn't turning pale, her color was coming back in. Like the nurses are super attentive.
Wow.
But yeah,
That's
so like
crazy.
Shani did have to need she did need a blood infusion after, which
Wow.
which kind of complicated it a little bit longer.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah.
that's why also like in the beginning, like Shani didn't have a lot of energy to really like hold baby and stuff like that. And then even with breastfeeding, when you're breastfeeding, it takes a lot of energy out of you. So
Yeah,
it's
did
even more so.
how did baby excuse me. How did baby latch?
The first couple days she wasn't latching very well, or maybe the first day she wasn't latching well, but then Shani was just like really consistent with it, and then she got baby to latch by the second day pretty well.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So I'm assuming just what she's producing plenty.
Yeah, no, yeah, she's the lactation specialist was like tripping. Like she had so much, like she was producing milk so easily.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like the colostrum
That-
came in fast, and
That's
then
good.
we had the 1 day follow up the next day. Like we left the hospital on a Thursday. We had to go back on Friday, and then the doctor like checked and like Shani's milk came in already, and the doctor's like, "Oh wow!" So she produced milk pretty well.
Wow, yeah, that's good. That's really good. And then and the whole time from Monday till what is it? You guys left Thursday,
We left Thursday. We left Thursday afternoon, bro. Like late afternoon. Like we left
and
the
the,
hospital at like 5:30.
and the whole time Shazen was with,
My
um,
mom.
yeah, with your mom.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah. But it
wow.
was cool because we didn't expect it. But when we got into that after birth room, whatever it's called, the nurse was like, "Oh, you guys are allowed one visitor a day," and we're like, "Oh shit, that's pretty cool." Like we didn't expect that. So right away, I called my mom, like, "Hey, like," I was like, "One of you guys can come, so like you guys can come upstairs and see baby." So she was able to come and visit. So like, that's
So
pretty cool.
one visitor a day.
Yeah,
So
which is
like,
better than what we thought, bro. The whole time they're telling us no visitors whatsoever. They're telling us
so not one visitor at a time. No.
no,
Oh,
one a
so it's just
day.
that one person.
Yeah,
Okay, got you.
but which is way better than what we initially thought. Because at first it's supposed to be no visitors whatsoever.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah,
Because yeah, when I was, yeah, when we were at Kopiolani, I mean, okay, excuse me. Um, I guess we were allowed to have two visitors because
really.
I was one. I was one visitor,
Uh huh.
and then Dee's mom, she was a second. So
Oh, okay.
because I mean, is that how? What I mean, if they had
Oh
one
yeah, yeah.
visitor, you were there, right?
No, no. So technically they didn't call me a visitor. I was her support person. They called me.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, I
I,
guess yeah.
I was
Okay.
there.
Then maybe I was the same thing too. Then
Yeah,
okay.
and then then one other visitor,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Copilon's the same.
which is
Okay.
cool. Like that's cool though because
And
you
this
guys
was
were kind of like in
yeah.
the
This
heart
was
of
2020, yeah, 2021. I mean, well,
yeah.
like restrictions were a little bit more lax, but I mean, still yet like they're still like masking up and
No, but because for us, like like I said, for us, the day before, the week before, they're telling us no visitors whatsoever, bro.
that's weird.
Yeah, like they're like absolutely no visitors, and then that lady finally told us like, oh, the restrictions change. Like I guess it's constantly changing at the hospital. Like day to day, it can change. So she's like, oh yeah, you guys can have one visitor now, and we're like, oh, that's cool, because we did not think we're getting any at all.
Yeah, yeah.
At first, we
Wow.
didn't even think if I was gonna be able to get into the hospital because you have
How's
to
that?
be you they check um they check vaccination status, and if you're not vaccinated, you need like a negative test.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you took the test?
No, like I guess when you're when you're labor when you have a pregnant woman that looks like she's in labor, they kind of just let you through it first. They let you up to the labor and delivery room, and then up there they ask you like, oh, are you guys vaccinated? And it's weird, like they tested Shani for COVID, but they didn't test me.
No, yeah, they didn't test me either.
Yeah, it's
When
weird.
yeah, when yeah, I thought it was weird too. I was like, because yeah, they tested her, but they didn't test me. I was like,
Yeah,
and I remember telling D too. I was like, are they gonna test me? I
yeah,
mean, but I mean, I guess not. I mean, whatever's. I mean, I wouldn't be
but
here if I had.
you have to wear your mask though the whole time though. Yeah.
Yes, but obviously, like when nobody's in the room, I
Oh
take it
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Same
Yeah,
with me.
but
Like I had to wear it when when the people were in the room. But I was telling, I was kind of like, I wish they gave me an option of like testing me, and if I was negative, I'd be able to take my mask off. Like I would like that, as opposed
well,
to like,
yes, yeah, no, we have to wear a mask regardless.
oh for real,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
D though,
Um, I I cannot remember.
because
I cannot.
They told Shani like, oh, once your test comes back and you don't have COVID, like you don't have to wear your mask. They told her.
Yeah, I mean, no. When I know when we like when we gave birth, it was still COVID. I mean, yeah, the restrictions weren't
We're high.
as
Yeah.
lenient. Yeah, they weren't that as lenient back
But
then.
you
So
would think, right? Like if you're in that room, if you test negative, you two guys should be able to not wear your
yeah,
masks.
yeah, no, yeah, right, yeah, that makes sense. Well, and like we didn't wear our masks. We're in the room, like, and all the nurses they didn't care.
Oh, for
Like,
real?
yeah, there's only one nurse who was kind of strict. She's like, oh, make sure you guys wear your mask out
Oh, for real?
when people come in. She's like, it's okay if you don't wear it, when nobody's in here, but she's
Yeah,
like, you gotta make sure you guys wear when people come inside. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry. And
yeah,
then, but like all the other nurses, like they didn't care. Like they would come inside and they would ask, like, "Oh, are you guys okay? We're okay." And then no mask on, we're like, "Oh yeah, we're good."
yeah.
And so,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was awkward because for like Shani didn't have to wear it, right? But for me, every time they'd knock on the door, I'd have to like almost like remember to scramble to look for my mask. Like, where the frick did I put it?
yeah.
And like sometimes it's like across the room, so like they're walking in while I'm trying to like go grab my mask, and like it was just super awkward. I was like, I wish at this point in time like we could just test me, and if I have negative, you guys would just let me not wear one. I was like, it's just that was very awkward. There's a couple times I forgot to put it on, but the nurses they didn't say anything. But I was just like, I was kind of oh shit, and they're like in there for like a good 5 minutes. I was like, I'm not gonna be awkward and go get it now and put it on. I was like, I'll just stay in the corner and like stay 6 feet away from you guys.
So what did you do about coffee when you're over there?
Bro, I had to drink some shitty ass coffee the first couple days. I was so grouchy. Their coffee sucks, bro. And then the second day, I think it was Wednesday, I found out that they had good coffee downstairs. So I went and got good coffee downstairs. And then so Thursday, I woke up like I wake up like at 6:30.
Yeah.
I went downstairs to go get coffee at like 7. The freaking downstairs doesn't open till 7:30. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I had to go drink shitty coffee again, bro. So when I came home, I was like, the first morning, I was like, it feels so good to have a nice cup of coffee at home, bro. It's crazy.
And you're the only person I know where like your wife's water breaks and it's like, okay, come on, let's go to the hospital. And you're like, wait, but first let me get coffee.
Yeah, bro. I
And you're
need
like, what?
coffee.
You're like, what? Yeah, I know I need coffee. It's like we are not going to the hospital
No,
until I get coffee.
bro. I need coffee. No matter what, I always need coffee. Like I need a good cup of coffee. That's like, bro. I planned everything. That's like when we were going golfing, I made sure like guys, I need to get coffee in the morning just
Yeah,
to let you
see,
guys know.
that's
So
that's that's fine. And and you made time for it.
yes,
So
bro. I always need coffee. I count coffee. It's like it's a must. It is a must. And Shani knows
uh,
though. And I think the first day I went to go get coffee, the cafeteria wasn't open. So I had to get coffee through a vending machine, bro. A
yeah,
vending machine coffee is the worst coffee to have. And actually, that was the day Shani was pushing Tuesday morning, because they're like, I think it was like 6:45 ish or something, or six
yeah.
thirty. They're like, oh, we're gonna start pushing. I looked at Shani. I was like, I'm gonna run and get coffee then. And Shani's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. Like I know you're gonna start pushing, but the cafeteria is right down there. I'm gonna go get coffee.
I know you're gonna start pushing, but the cafeteria is right there. Let me just go get some coffee.
Yeah, so I had to go get
Wow.
coffee, and the cafe closed.
I can already hear James going, "Come on, Chris, come on, really,
Bro, you
really,
got to.
you're gonna get
So
coffee while your wife is giving birth?"
you don't want me falling asleep with a head or like have a headache while she's pushing. You want me to be, like preppy and like good to go.
Oh, that's classic.
Yes. But
And
that
then,
morning I had a horrible coffee. I was like, this sucks.
did you guys get to have the final dinner?
No,
Final
so
dinner?
it's weird. Like their one is weird. Like they don't have celebratory dinner.
Yeah.
But what they did have was like they had a coupon for me where I was actually able to order food through the room service and use that coupon and we could eat together up in the room. So basically they just saved me. I mean, I guess they saved me money too because I didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But they saved
Why
me a
is
trip to go
whatever they
down.
were serving that day?
Ye-
You,
Um
you or I mean, I
no,
don't know
no,
how.
like Shani has like a different like the patients have a different menu and then
Oh
they
yeah,
have
that's what
more
I'm saying.
options.
Yeah, so I mean, it's whatever that menu was
Yeah, yeah,
that day,
yeah. No,
and
and it's I
you could
guess it's
eat.
the same, bro. Their menu is the same every day, and it's just you choose like one entree, you choose one
Uh-huh.
side, two sides, and like whatever. So they have like different stuff that like they have stuff like teriyaki salmon, I don't know, like shoyu chicken or whatever. So they have like different entrees and stuff you can
What
choose
did
from
you
too.
have?
I went for the teriyaki salmon, which
How was it?
it was small. It was super
Uh,
small. It was so small. I actually um I actually almost Uber eated me some Jack in the Box, but when I looked at the price, bro, it was gonna cost me like $27 for some chicken
that's
tender meals.
all,
$27 to Uber me some food from Jack in the Box? That
bro.
was
There's
crazy. I was like,
like
that's way too crazy.
like that's cheap compared to like some. I've had like once like $75 Uber Eats bill,
For what
and
though? Like for like
it was
a
like fast food.
really?
But I mean,
That's crazy.
this wasn't here. This is in the mainland.
Oh yeah? Oh, that's
It
crazy.
was expensive. That's why when I say $27, like that's cheap compared to. I remember
Really?
one time, yeah,
Because we when we Uber Eats like Cheesecake Factory and Cheesecake Factory and what's that other one? CPK. Like me, Shannon, Shazen, like our bill can come up to like it's like 70 something bucks, $80,
uh-huh.
and then like with tip it's probably like almost $90. But when I looked up my meal alone from fast food, 27 for some, and it was just chicken tender meals, like the four strip chicken tenders with like curly fries. I was like, 27. I was like, that's crazy. $27 is crazy.
Well, especially I think because where Kaiser is, there's not any fast food places close
Yeah,
by. So,
yeah,
I mean, the distance is a little bit farther, so you're gonna
yeah,
have to pay
yeah,
for
yeah.
that the travel time.
But it also said like it also I didn't realize this. I guess I just didn't realize a meal from Jack in the Box nowadays is like it's like it's like $19 a meal.
What?
Yeah,
No,
bro.
no.
That's what it said on the
Jack
app.
in the
Like
Box.
that's what it said, bro.
Like if I drove to Jack in the Box right now, and
Well,
I
I
look at
don't
the
like. Do they up the prices on top of their on
I
the?
think so. No way, $19. Like
Bro, that's what it
I
said.
I remember going to like shoot what I mean. I remember going to Burger King and like a burger meal was like $14, but that
Yeah,
was like the highest one out of all of it. So, but
bro.
no, it's
I don't know.
$19. No,
Unless on the app they up the prices, but they shouldn't because they
yeah,
have service charges and stuff.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think so. They got to be because there's no way. There's no
Bro,
way.
I know it's crazy,
That's crazy.
but
Okay,
I
so
almost did that.
okay, so okay, so you guys had your last meal there, and then you guys leave, um, and then explain to me, you know, leaving after leaving the hospital.
bro. So it was like late. Like I was kind of, and it's weird. Like I don't know. Like when you guys were at the hospital, like did they tell you guys like for sure? Like, hey, you guys are leaving today?
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
they told us like, yeah, because then that's when you had this the celebratory meal.
I mean,
Yeah,
I guess because Shani was having complications, like they kept telling us like, okay, as long as baby's vitals are good and Shani's vitals are good, you guys can go home today. They kept saying that, and I was like, what do you mean? Like you can't tell me, like you can't tell me yes or no. Like for one, I want to pack up my stuff and like get ready. Like you can't just be like, oh, you guys are going, go leave now, kick me out the door. I was kind of like, what the
yeah,
hell?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But they kept saying like, you guys may leave today. It's a possibility. They're like, hopefully you guys leave. Like they kept saying stuff like that, or hopefully, or possibly. And that's kind of like, bro, like you guys better get us out of here. Like there's a board right with all the checklists and stuff you guys gotta
yeah.
do. I was like, bro, we checked everything off. Like you can't like just all of a sudden tell us like, oh, you guys might not leave. I was kind of like, bro, like this is crazy. So I was really getting kind of like restless. And then at the last second, that's when they threw in the oh, Shani needs a blood transfusion. So I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
fuck, like I can't be mad. I was like, it's like she does need this shit. So I was like, all right, let's do the blood transfusion. And they're like, oh, it should take about an hour to do the transfusion. And I'm like watching the clock. I'm like, okay, like they're telling us at like 10 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, they give it a transfusion at 11. She'll be done by 12. And I was like, we should be out of here by like 1, 2 o'clock. Like we'll still beat traffic because I'm still thinking about traffic going home.
yeah, yeah,
And then they give it a blood transfusion and they're like, okay, but now we need you to pass these tests to make sure that the transfusion's like helping you. Like she has to like walk around the room by herself and not feel dizzy at all and whatnot. And I was like, God dang, this is crazy. And so like they're just like making her sit around, like, okay, how you feeling? And in the meantime, like my stuff's packed. Like I'm ready to go. Like all of my things in the bag. I took 2 trips to the truck already. Like put the bags in the truck. Like I'm ready.
right. So all you got to do is just pull up, and then
Yes, and
she
we're
pops in.
out. Like let's go. Like I'm ready. And so, and I'm just trying to be patient. Like I'm not trying to rush on it. Like I want to make sure that she is ready to go home. So I was, just letting her do her thing, and then the nurses like leave, and they're gone for a while. I'm looking at her like, when are they gonna come back and like, check, make sure you're okay and this and that.
Yeah,
And she was like, I don't know. So, anyways, that whole deal, we don't leave the hospital till like 5:30, bro,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
in the afternoon.
yeah,
And I was kind of like, this sucks, but at least we missed traffic. So my mom them was at our house. Like they had ordered dinner ready for us and everything. So we get there, we eat dinner, and then we still have to like unpack our stuff, kind of like get everything ready. But at the same time, Shani and baby have a appointment the next day
mm,
again, which kind of like irritated me again because we just left the hospital and not even 12 hours later we got to drive back for an appointment. I was like, this just doesn't make any sense. Like, so I was like, whatever. So we getting ready, and then my poor mom had to like she left that night and came back again to watch Shizen again so that we could go to the appointment. And then we'd go to the appointment on Friday. We come back and we're still like unpacking and getting stuff ready, kind of, because we thought we had a couple weeks left still.
yeah, yeah,
So we had some stuff, but we just didn't have everything like really set up. So we're setting everything up, and then I still had to go to work on Saturday, and so like we're
yeah.
kind of just like
That's
moving,
crazy right there. How
bro.
come
Like
you went to work like literally the day
like
after?
I had like I have like I had like I have this project that's like almost at the end, and the homeowners are kind of like particular,
Yeah,
and they've been waiting for a while. Like they've had a couple things go wrong on their project, or they had one thing go wrong at that time on the project, where just delayed the project like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And then the homeowners went on a trip and it delayed the project a couple more weeks. So they're already like 4 weeks delayed
Wow.
total with everything. And they're just getting antsy. And like I guess they they didn't offer to put the project on hold. So I was just like, I guess they want to continue the project and finish this thing. So I missed a couple days from being in the hospital a week. So I was like, I gotta go to do some stuff. So
From I gotta make sure I have my coffee to oh sorry babe, I gotta go work.
bro,
Wait, so and anybody helping in Shani, or I mean, like
um
when you went to work?
that Saturday I did ask my mom to come help her.
Oh, okay.
She did come help her that Saturday. And then Sunday she had Sunday she had another appointment. Um, but I also had to coach Shaden's flag football,
Mm.
so I had to take Shani to Mililani to my mom them's place. Then I went to coach flag football. I went back to pick up Shani, shoot it to the doctors to get her checked out, go back to Mililani to get Shazen, and then we went home. And it was just crazy. Like, yeah, it was just we were just like nonstop doing stuff. But it was crazy.
Wow. Well, at least she's here. She's
Yeah,
here, and you
but it
guys.
was it's been a crazy ordeal. And
Yeah,
then
for real.
Shaden started school again this week, so I've been having to take him to school, pick him up, and then
when can you start taking baby um outside? I mean,
well
I know that.
we've like during the daytime like we've taken her to Target a few times,
Okay.
and we just like we cover up in the stroller, like
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah,
cover it
yeah,
up so
yeah.
and we go on like very off times where like it's we go
When
during
it's
the
not when
daytime when
it's not
everyone's at
yeah when
work.
it's not busy. Yeah.
Yeah, we try to do that. Like me and Shani went to Costco today with her. Um, and like we chill outside. Like she chills outside a lot in our driveway.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just haven't taken her like into like public like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
crowded areas yet.
Wow. That's good, man. I can't wait to hear James' story. And hopefully, it's as
Hopefully
entertaining as
he
yours.
comes on this podcast within the next year. The
Yeah,
way
I
this
mean,
guy
I
is
think he
acting.
will. I think he will. It's just he needs to get into a rhythm, into a routine. You know how
Yeah,
it is. You know how it is. So once
but
he once he
like
gets into that, then he can split off, and
yeah,
or even he can hold Austin and still do the podcast.
yeah. No, and
So,
that's why like it was what was hard too is when we came back is like I told you guys, but Shazen's had a congestion thing, and like he's
yeah,
had runny nose and a cough.
yeah,
So he hasn't even been to school. Like when we were in the hospital,
yeah,
he didn't have to go to school because they wouldn't let him go to school first of all
yeah,
because he
yeah,
had they call it like COVID like symptoms.
yeah,
Even though he went to the doctors, they tested him. He's negative. He didn't have a fever. He literally just had like runny nose and stuffy nose, and they're like, "Oh, he
yeah,
can't
yeah,
come
yeah.
to school for 6 days." I was like, which is crazy. I was like, whatever.
It's all right. It's all
You
right.
would think like if the kid test is negative, like he can go back to school. Like it's weird.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But so he had to stay home, and then when we came home, like we couldn't like he had to wear a mask around her,
Uh huh.
which he's fine with. But for me, it's like it's just awkward. Like I hate when he has to wear a mask like that, and he's the only one that was wearing a mask, and everyone else is like walking around the house with no mask. I was like, this poor kid. Like if I was him, I'd fucking hate this. I'd be
Yeah,
so pissed. But he's so chill with it.
yeah,
But it's like we constantly have to remind him, like, hey, put your mask on, like my sister. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
when he eats dinner, right? Like he takes his mask off. So we have to put him like freaking in the corner. And everyone else is like eating in the living room and he's like out in the dining room eating dinner by himself.
yeah.
And it's like it's just crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
And he wants
Well,
to
man,
help, but he can't do stuff.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. he wants to be a good older brother.
No, yeah, he does. And like, but we can't, like, we keep having to scold him because he keeps wanting to grab stuff and help. And like, dude, your hands are dirty. Like, wash your hands. And so he's like, he gets in trouble a lot. But it's like, dude,
Yeah.
like your hands are dirty.
All right, man. I think it's that
About
was a good
time.
story you had, and we can definitely build off from there, and hopefully we can get James on next week
Yes, we need
and
to get James's
have
story.
him tell his story, and we'll go from there.
All right.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching or listening, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Shoots.
Shoots.
Oh. Bro, why won't it let me end this broadcast?